Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Happy Monday. For some of you, I know it's happy Tuesday, but wherever you are, good night, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon. I'm Twana Carter, career transition coach, and I coach high achieving women over 40 to overcome fear and anxiety that sometimes comes with transitioning into a new career path, right? And I do that by empowering them to recognize and communicate their unique value so that they can confidently and courageously pursue a path of purpose that's meaningful to them. Thank you for joining. I am going to put on a couple of screens here so I can see when people are dropping questions, and you can indeed drop questions. Today, we're talking about burnout. And this is a three-part series, right? And today we are talking about burnout because a lot of us are there. Many people are there. And so I want to just kind of talk about a little bit today. And this is part one. I'll be here on Thursday at 8 p.m., 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and of course 5 Pacific Standard Time to talk Thursday about what causes burnout. But today we're just going to talk about what is burnout and how do you know you got it, right? Many of you may have heard the term burnout, but we want to know, what is it really and how do you know you have it? So I want to be sure that I am, hold on a second here. I want to see that this is, as you hop on, if you can actually hear me just fine, drop a number 1 in the chat for me to let me know that you can hear me. I just want to be sure that everybody can hear me as we go forward. And if you're hopping on live, thank you for hopping on live. And if you would, drop hashtag live in the comments to let me know you're live. And if you have any questions or comments on burnout, drop them down there. How many of you have experienced burnout? Drop yes in the comments if you have experienced burnout before. Or if you know someone who has experienced burnout, to go ahead and drop a yes in that chat. If you don't know anybody who's ever experienced burnout, or you haven't yourself, then go ahead and drop a no in the chat, right? So I don't think that I have experienced burnout, but I've been right on the edge. I mean, I flirted very much close to that edge, but was able to either find another job or just take a break and go away to rejuvenate. So burnout is actually, it's a special type of work-related stress. Now, a lot of us do have work-related stress. Sometimes just getting up, going to work is stressful, right? And even if you don't get up and go to work, if you get up and you telework, that can be a little bit stressful. And many people have found that out over this last, 15, 16 months now with the pandemic. You don't have to go into your job to experience burnout. You don't have to physically go into a workplace. It's all about that workload. It's all about a number of things, right? And so, basically, as a result of chronic workplace stress that is not successfully managed, you can become burnt out. You do, right? So there's really, according to the Harvard Business Review, there are 3 components to burnout. And the first component is exhaustion. And, it's a physical exhaustion, but it's also just a loss of energy. Just, you find it difficult to yay, let me go in and do this. Yes, no, it's just like you feel like you're dragging yourself through everything because you've lost that energy. Okay. So Felicia says, true. So true. Absolutely. Burnout is truly something else. I've seen people leave, darn near on a stretcher. They didn't leave from the workplace in a stretcher. They end up on a stretcher as they were, wheeled off or driven off to, in an ambulance to the emergency room. So it's a big deal. It really is a big deal, right? And so the second component of burnout, right, is cynicism. And it's like a loss of enthusiasm, but it's that who cares? What for? I don't care. And you kind of know it if you've ever gone to the job as a new kid on the block and you look over at that person who's been there for a while. Oh, you'll change. You won't be happy here. So what? And you can see that, like, whatever. It's just cynical about everything. Now, when you yourself are experiencing that and it's just no enthusiasm about the job, there's nothing about that job that's really worth anything for you. Yes, you may be in burnout, right? And so the third part is inefficacy. You feel like nothing I do matters. Nothing. It doesn't matter how hard I work, how long I work, how much I get done, if I get a little done, if I get a lot done, it doesn't matter. You're just you just have no inefficacy, right? Not feeling like you're getting anything done, not feeling that it matters. And oftentimes what starts to happen is this loss of self-confidence in your ability to do anything, right? So you just don't feel like you have the capacity to even get things done. And even if you put all of your energy into it, so what? Who cares? I'm not sure that it will make a difference anywhere. Now, ask the question how many of you had experienced burnout, and also ask how many of you have seen burnout, because it makes a difference, right? Whether you kind of know it when you see it. I've gone into workplaces and have gotten that whatever, but it's a little bit more than that, right? It is, again, it's that inability to think I can change anything, but it can be brought on by many factors. Sometimes it's all about, workplace not having the right managers in place, or they may have the right managers, but they're ineffective managers, or they're managers who are bullies. They have that bully type thing. They never see anything good, anything right. So the places can be not managed well, and that helps contribute to burnout. But those three main components, right? The three main components are exhaustion. You have just lost your energy, and it seems like really no matter how much you sleep, whether or not you exercise, you eat right, it's like you just lost energy, and it's just hard to get through a day or even find motivation to get to the job, right? Or you're cynical, lost your enthusiasm, nothing matters. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So what? Don't care about the customer, don't care about you, don't care about anything. It's just that cynicalness that people will have, or just feeling like it doesn't matter how hard I work, it doesn't matter. It's important to note that while these are the three components of burnout, you only need one to be burned out. You do not have to have all three of these. You can just do one, or you can have two of these things, and the chances are that you are likely burned out. Right. And so, we're talking about what is burnout. It's a special type of, work-related stress. And basically it is just, a chronic workplace stress that has rendered you unable to successfully manage the stress. You can't manage the job. You can't manage all the feelings going on. And then you eventually get burned out. Again, those three components: exhaustion, cynicism, and inefficacy. Ability to feel like whatever you do means anything, that you can accomplish anything. All right. So that is what I have for you all today. Are there any questions before I hop off? Again, on Thursday, we get to part 2, what causes burnout. That is important. So we know what it is. We know what the components are. And now you know if you have it. But let's talk a little bit on Thursday about what actually causes burnout, because not only is it important to know what it is, but it's also important to know what causes it, because that's when you get into being able to figure out how to avoid it, how to manage it, or figuring out, do I need to quit my job? Because that's what this whole series is about. It's like burned out. Should you quit your job? And we'll be discussing that as well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for popping in. Those of you who catch me on the replay, if you would drop hashtag replay in the comments, and I thank you as well for catching that replay. Join me back on Thursday. The announcement is already out there. You can click that little star to get a reminder before I get started. And so be sure that you don't miss it. Take care, and I will see you Thursday. Bye-bye.